Thanks for coming out. My name's Gil, and Ty's down here. I'm going to present first, and then Ty's going to come up and talk to you guys. I didn't know this was going to be such a big crowd. I'm a little bit nervous. This is crazy. Thanks for coming out, though. I'm excited. I have my brother here, some really good friends, a mentor of mine. It's great to be with you guys. So, I want to just tell you a little bit about me. That's my friends and I. We're at the football game. I'll just go through the kind of the normal frog training. I'm Gil. I'm from about an hour west of Philadelphia. I'm a business management major. Interesting fact about me, I studied abroad. That was pretty cool. I went to Belgium for the CFD 300 program. And did I miss anything for the frog training? No? Any frogs here? All right. So, you can go to the next one. I just wanted to start out and tell you guys a little bit about my experience. Club Guilty is, I guess, what they asked me to come here and talk about, but I wanted to kind of, I've done a couple different things here at JMU, which both at the school and outside of the school has been really cool. So the first one is Club Guilty. Ty and I started that up when we were sophomores. The next is JMU Teach. I'm actually, I've been blessed that I'm able to be one of those facilitators that Sandra started up the JMU Teach program. I teach the motivational entrepreneurship class. Another one is, this is Valveman. This is a company that I started up the summer of my freshman year, and we've been very blessed for that to be doing pretty well. Last semester, I've always been, I guess, sort of entrepreneurial, and I realized that there wasn't a place for entrepreneurial people to come together. So my friends and I got together and we started up Society of Entrepreneurs. We actually just inducted our first, we inducted 2 members for our first round of interviews and applications. That's really exciting, and we're actually going through the whole process of becoming an official organization this semester. And then that's another company that I got involved in at the beginning of this year. We do DJing and lighting engineering for like weddings and proms and homecomings and hopefully some JMU events. So, click the next one. So when I was asked to speak, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. So it really got me to reflect of what should I tell these people? Everybody is already, you're took a person step in the right direction, you're at JMU, best school ever. So one of the things that I've done is ask people to call. I know that sounds really simple, but Ty and I actually, we had our first class together at JMU, 8 a.m. Monday morning, macroeconomics. It was so stupid. And he and I actually just sat next to each other. And I had made a pact to myself. I was like, you know what, I'm going to meet a lot of people while at JMU. I've already done the whole frog thing. I've met a million people. But I really wanted to get to know people on more of a deeper level. I didn't want to just know their name and number and that type of stuff. So Ty and I decided to get together for lunch. And we found out we had a lot of similarities. And we actually had lunch every single Wednesday at 11 o'clock at D Hall. And that's how we actually came up with the idea for Club Guilty. But asking people to lunch and coffee, I will ask anybody that I meet to lunch or coffee. Dr. Warner and I, we've gotten lunch a couple times. I think Pat and I were going to get lunch next week. So it's a really great opportunity. This is the one time in your life. You're here for 4 years, and you're with all the same people. You already have something in common. You all like grilled cheese Thursday. But you have such an opportunity to learn from all these people around you. So make sure that you ask your professors to lunch, for coffee, for dinner. Make sure you ask the people next to you for coffee or lunch. I've formed some of the best friendships that I've ever had. By just making that first step. So if you could click. I just wanted to bring up a quote here. The way of the world is meeting people through other people. everybody says networking is an extremely important thing of college, and start that networking. You can create an incredible network at your 4 years here. The next is use JMU as much as you can. Who has been to our planetarium? Yeah, that's what I thought. What about, does anybody know what the JMI board is? James Madison Innovation Board? No. See, that's such an issue. Our planetarium is one of the most state-of-the-art planetariums. I just found this out, actually, because I have never gone. I have my GSci 1 and 4 class in there. And it's a $1.3 million planetarium. We have one of the most state-of-the-art sky balls, they call it. But it's awesome. I mean, there's so many resources here that people go and untapped. I mean, you have the opportunity to use those resources for free. Just the other day, a lady that runs it's called the JMU Innovations Board. Her name is Mary Lou Bourne, and she knows a lot about patenting and trademarking. I met her through a friend, and I asked her for coffee because I had an idea and that I wanted to see if we could trademark it. And we're still in conversation if we're going to be able to do that or not. But that's a resource that I would have had to pay hundreds of dollars to talk to a lawyer about the exact things that she and I talked about sitting over an ISAT for 45 minutes. So make sure you use the resources that JMU gives you. They're incredible, and so many people go on tap. And make sure you go to the planetarium on Saturdays at 2 o'clock, because they're really cool. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Oh, yeah. All right, so everybody's here for probably about 4 years, 3.5 maybe, do an extra lap, 5. And everybody's so afraid to mess up. I talk to so many people, and one of the things that I ask a lot of my friends that some of my new friends, I ask them what's their goal and what do they want to do. And everybody always has these grand goals, and but a lot of times they're not working towards them. And what I have seen is the biggest issue is that they're afraid they're going to mess up. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that these 4 years are the easiest time to mess up. You're in the environment that's built for you to mess up. I mean, you can be flat broke, don't have food, and don't have a place to eat, and you can come stay at my house. And I'm sure you have 50 other friends that'll let you do that. So make sure that you mess up as much as possible while at JMU, because when you have a significant other and kids relying on you, it's going to be even harder to take that first step. So please do me a favor, just that thing that you've been afraid to do because you're afraid you're going to mess up, just do it while you're here at college, because trust me, it's going to be a lot harder after you graduate. And this is a quote that I really like. The only real failure in life is the failure to try. So just try. Take some me time. This is something that took me a really long time to learn here at JMU, and I've really only started living it since last semester of the class that I took. And Socrates, I mean, he was a pretty ballin' guy, you know, a lot of stuff. He said 2 words, and they're pretty profound. Know thyself. I've started to take a lot of me time. At college, you have such an opportunity to learn who you are. I mean, most people, if you ask them, they're like, okay, who are you? My name's Gil, I'm a management major, I live in Copper Beach, I'm from outside of Philadelphia, my brother's James Welsford. But most people don't really know, like, maybe they know what their values are, but why you have those values. I mean, seriously, get to know yourself, like the core of yourself. Take some me time. I mean, go to the Arboretum, just go for a walk. A lot of times, I know, when I was a freshman, I did not want to eat by myself whatsoever. I didn't want to have lunch by myself. I thought everybody would think I was weird or something. But seriously, having that time by myself has been some of the coolest opportunities. And I know people that have been hanging out with themselves for 30 years. And they're still learning new things about themselves every day. So, I mean, the only person that you're stuck with for the rest of your life is you. So make sure you become your best friend. All right. Hold on. All right, so have your thing. My grandfather was he was an awesome guy. Fortunately, he passed away a couple years ago, but I got to hang out with him a lot. And he's one of my heroes. And everybody knew him. He was Fred. Everybody loved him, but he was a salesman. And something that he taught me was his haircut. He had a crew cut. So he was in the Merchant Marines when he was a guy like my age, and he had a buzz sides and a flat top. And you don't see many 65-year-old guys with crew cuts anymore. So, or let alone 85. So he had his thing. Everybody knew him as the dude with the crew cut. So I decided that I needed my thing. So I will guarantee you, if I'm not wearing flip-flops, I'm wearing the weirdest socks you've ever seen in your life. So I always have on a weird pair of socks, and I like to take off my shoes. When I'm in class, I take my shoes off. So I decided that I needed to have my thing, because nobody's going to remember my name. So I wanted to take things into my own hands that people wouldn't remember my name. So I would be the dude with the socks. So my message is, be that guy, or be that girl, but just in a good way. Come up with something that separates you from the other people in your class and throughout life. Oh yeah, use your dining hall dollars all year long. This is the most important thing that I'm going to tell you all night. Because I saved, I don't know why, but I had $200 dining dollars the last week of freshman year, and I had so much Starbucks, I couldn't sleep for a week straight. So make sure you ration them and check those, they print out the little things of how much dining dollars you should have. Make sure you do that, because I still have coffee. I think my entire family got coffee beans for Christmas, I just took to the house, but we had so many coffee beans from my freshman year still, because I had $200. Stupid. So this is me. I don't know if anybody's on the Close Guilty Facebook page, but Ty and I are usually the ones that make all the posts. So make sure you friend me. That's my full name is my name on Facebook. That's my email and my phone number. So I'd love to get coffee or lunch with any of you guys. That's something I'd love to do. I'd love to meet new people. So I have one more quote that I want to leave you guys with that I just have lived my entire life by. And it goes, what gets you up in the morning? Do more of it.